Hey guys, welcome to Clockwork, Dan to Noodles. This is the end of season review for fall 2023. Thank you guys for tuning in. In this video, we're going to have some fun with some awards and I'm going to crown my top 3 anime of the season. I hope you guys have had a fantastic Christmas and you're looking forward to your new year. The new year is going to bring us so much good stuff. I can't wait for some of the shows that are airing next year. But thank you so much for your continued support. The channel has hit 800 and I could not have done it without you guys, and it really does mean a lot. The channel has been rolling for about 2 years now. It's been a very slow burn and I never really expected us to get anywhere near where we are. But I am glad that we're still growing, and I'm glad that you guys are not tiring from hearing me talk about anime. We've gone through a lot, and this season there's been a few big milestones that we have crossed. We've obviously crossed the threshold for subscribers needed for monetization. However, the watch time is so low that we're not monetized. So I don't want anyone to suddenly think that I'm monetized. I'm not. We are here to break down anime, and I've had one hell of a season. I have literally just got back from seeing The Boy and the Heron in the theatre, and I am so happy to say it was a full screening. The film was amazing. Miyazaki knows what he's doing. I will say it hasn't knocked my top 3 for Studio Ghibli films out of order, but it is a very solid watch, and I do think if you have a chance to see it in the cinema, please go see it. I'm of the opinion that the better an anime show will do in the cinema, the more that we might start seeing more shows being aired in the cinema. I want anime to become a bit more accessible, so I did take my mum with me, and she enjoyed it. She managed to pick a few things up along the way and work out where the plot was going. There will, of course, be the Anime of the Year award going up in 5 days. In that video, for the first time ever, I will be crowning my top 3 anime. And every time I have crowned a top 3, the anime have moved forward onto a different list. So let's start with the anime awards, and let's start with the best cosplayer / dad award going to Lloyd from Spy X Family. I say it and I'll say it again. This costume is amazing and an absolute prop for him thinking he looks cool in this. I still think he does. He's really understood Anya's agenda when she says you better come out looking cool. This moment was hilarious. I had so much fun breaking it down in the actual videos of you guys. So it's going to get a mention here, and because Lloyd is such a fun character. The next one is going to the best kids party magician / entertainer, going to Elias. Now, during the second part of season 2, he has started to do this cool little trick where he splits himself into 2. Honestly, that would be very entertaining but creepy to the kids, but I can see it going down with the right kind of kids. Elias all the way for best party entertainer. He is such a cool character. The voice actor is amazing. One day we'll make his head. The most in need of a diet change going to Ron Kamohashi. And if you're not following the deranged detective, Ron has a nasty habit of just drinking pure sugar syrup. He has a thing for pure sugar syrup. Ron, my man, you're either going to get diabetes or you're going to have a lot of issues in later life. I love him to pieces. It's a fun watch. Going to the best mascot, we're going to go to Bond from Spy X Family. Oh my god, I have just also finished watching the second part, Wet Bond. I love Wet Bond so much. I was not expecting him to slim down so much, and yeah, he reminds me of the headmaster from the school. He's just a good dog. He's a good boy. He will be the bestest boy for the show regardless. He rescues another dog. He looks after Anya. He really is just a fantastic character who I am happy the show introduced. The Best Mathematician award going to Senku from Dr. Stone. I don't think anybody really would have competed for this one. Really wanted to give Senku something because I've just finished Dr. Stone and I've really enjoyed that series. I can't do maths like this guy can. He's a fantastic character, definitely deserves this award. Next up goes to Best Soundtrack. Kevin Penkin, Apothecary Diaries. No competition for me. The soundtrack as a whole, so not just OPEDs. His work on the Apothecary Diaries has just been amazing. Shivers up my spine. A lot of the times during the Apothecary Diary reviews, I do actually like to give nods to him because sometimes I feel like we don't give enough credit to the people making anime also work behind the scenes, how it looks, how it sounds. There are some absolutely beautiful pieces within the Apothecary Diaries. Best villain for me was very difficult. Obviously, these are out of the shows that I am still watching. I did end up dropping a lot. Otherwise, you can guess that Mahito would be here, but I did drop Jujutsu in the end because of spoilers. Let's talk about a different villain. basically wiped out and succeeded with his plans. So a villain who actually succeeds with his plans is Y-Man, the mysterious voice from Dr. Stone, the freezer of mankind. He sets back mankind for 3,000 years and actually succeeds with his plans, and whoever it is has not given up. 3,000 years later, and we are confirmed that Y-Man is still there, live and kicking, and he's not very happy that people are starting to wake up. He's not done with being evil, whoever it is. I can't wait to actually see who it is. I love the fact that it's kept mysterious. We don't know who Y-Man actually is. Is it a Y woman? Is it just a Y AI or something that's gone rogue? Because that would be quite cool. Best animated environment, Apothecary Diaries claiming another award from me. I've gone through this so much in my shows, my reviews. The amount of detail is just mind-blowing. It's luxurious. There's patterns in the fabric, there's patterns in the woodwork, there's patterns in what they're wearing, the clothing, the colour schemes for each of the pavilions, interconnectedness of the palace. I could go on. Animated Environment Award for me, and it's just so rich. Hats off to the artist on that one. The best wingman, and it's going to be Anya from Spy X Family. This season especially, we see her acting as the best wingman for Becky, trying to support Becky in all of her crazy delusional dreams of getting Lloyd. She's fantastic. She just literally swaps over. As soon as she's promised the idea of a luxury chef, all that she could ever ask for, and a rich mansion, Anya 100% knows exactly where she needs to back, so I need to give Anya an award of some kind. She's a fantastic character. I really enjoy looking at the relationship between her and every other character going. Her work with Becky this season has not gone unnoticed. Next award goes to the character I will not have cook for me at any point. Never, 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 never. This was a tie between Yor and Mau Mau from the Apothecary Diaries. It's going to Mau Mau because I don't even want to know what she'd put in my food. It's probably going to be something mildly toxic. Her and Yor definitely on the same page, but Mau Mau just coming clutch on this one for me. I don't want to eat it. I think Lloyd could be my cook. The best VA, just because I love having an appreciation for the voice actors, people who create anime and make it happen. It is for the first time, I think, since I started doing this award, going to a female. It is going to Sayuri Hayami for her work on Yor, and I believe she's also in Jujutsu Kaisen as well. The Yor one in particular is what grabbed me because she basically carries the cruise ship arc, and I absolutely love her work on it, especially the moment where she has the inter reflections, where she's thinking about what it is she's doing. Why am I doing this? What happens when it's all over? She's a fantastic voice actor. I know her for many things. I know she's Ayaka from Genshin Impact. Let's go into the last 3 awards. We've got Best Girl going to Mau Mau. I didn't think I would like her because she's very different when it comes to a MC. She's very brash, she's very honest, she's very out there with her open, she's quite blunt. In the end, I ended up rooting for her totally. So honestly, Mau Mau is my best girl. I absolutely loved watching her. I thought she was great, and I really hope that the show will continue and develop her as a character because she's a fantastic character. She's very different from any other main character that we've really had all season. So she's a welcome breath of fresh air, and the artwork for her is just beautiful. She's a very beautiful character, and I am waiting for her to wear something awesome for me to then do a cosplay of her. Best boy when it comes to a more, I support them in a heartfelt sense, a more wholesome sense, not a I love them kind of sense. Best boy is going to Senku, because Senku is basically single-handedly bringing the world back together again after 3,000 years. We've already spoken about Y-Man and what he did to humanity. But Senku is a fantastic character. He neither errs on good or bad. He's happy to wake up anybody as long as they're awake, and it allows him to further his scientific needs. He's an awesome character, and I think this season in particular, Senku starts to grow in his own, and you do see him cry a few times. Complicated character, often out of touch with his feelings, a little bit adrift from his feelings. And husbando, the one that I love to pieces and want to marry, of course, it's Jinshi. Has to go to Jinshi. I didn't like him at first. And the fact that they were able to turn me right round, actually showing that he's more of a deeper character than you first think. Because when you first meet him, he's just this pretty boy and he's like, oh, everyone loves me. I know I'm good looking. It's not what the character is all about. The character is deeper. The character is hiding a lot of meanings. Without giving too many spoilers away, he will shock you. And there's a few times where he's so honest that you're like, oh, this is a very different side of you that I wasn't expecting. Honest with his feelings at times and the way that he will act. And he's in very good hands when it comes to the Apothecary Diaries. It would seem that the writer knows exactly what they're doing. But design is gorgeous. He looks amazing. So it is going to go to Jinshi. Because I ended up dropping Jujutsu Kaisen, obviously Nanami fell out of that place. Otherwise, it would have been him. I think I would have probably just cried too much if I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Going into my crownings now, obviously, this is just what I'm watching. There's a lot of shows that I did drop or didn't find the time for. I was very, very busy. So I will say my top 3. Any other season, if other stuff was airing, some of them may not be where they are. I think it's just come down to the things that I ended up watching all the way through, things that ended up staying. I want to talk about my honourable mention. It's going to Spy X Family. It's fallen right into honourable for me. I said it wasn't a fantastic arc for me, but I did like the cruise ship arc. I did like a lot of it. I felt it was consistent, but it just wasn't anything too groundbreaking for me to drive it into the main 3 itself. I love the show to pieces, and I do enjoy the characters' development, but it can sometimes fall a bit episodic where things don't link up, things don't really flow. Things are often little tiny episodes where they are standalone. Could probably watch it out of sequence for it not to really have any effect. The cruise ship arc itself was a very nice look at Yor and her feelings. I really appreciated the switch of leads because a lot of the time it's very Lloyd based, and I love Lloyd and I love Anya, but sometimes I want to shake it up a little bit. And of course Frankie is my favourite side character, and you see a lot of him this season. I'm very happy to put Spy X Family in. Third position is going to Dr. Stone Season 2. It did a lot with its ending. I would say Dr. Stone has climbed into third place because of the last episode for me. The last episode actually brought a few tears to my eyes. It made me a little bit emotional. I'm not going to try and spoil it for anyone. For a show that has had a lot of bad things going wrong with it, and especially in Season 2 where a lot of bad things continue to happen, for it to end in a way that makes you feel hopeful despite the overwhelming challenge, I felt that that was a lot of an achievement, and I'm so happy that we have other new faces, old faces coming back, and especially old faces that I'm very interested in. Honestly, seeing how far Dr. Stone has come, absolutely love it. It is occasionally a little bit episodic, but it doesn't fall into the same trap as Spy X Family where it can feel very adrift. It's sometimes just very episodic where you think nothing has really been achieved, but everything is very slowly coming together for a main goal when it comes to Dr. Stone. Definitely going to give my third position to Dr. Stone. Can't wait to see where Season 3 goes. Looks like we're going out of space. It is the final season, so we'll see if the final season can outdo its Season 2 for me and end up higher on my list, but it will all come down to what is airing at the same time. My second position is probably going to be very controversial because it's not pulling a very high score on Mal, but I don't care. I want to actually defend myself on this one, and I'm going to say it's going to Miggy and Dali. A lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. I have mentioned it on my midways because I think I gave it honourable in the midways. Miggy and Dali is a revenge story, yet mystery, yet whodunit, and I'm going to literally confuse the hell out of your brain. There's jump scares, there's spookiness, there's some moments which are like Junji Ito kind of style scare, horror, but there's also a heart behind it, and I love the way that the show leads you on every single episode, giving you twist after twist. You think it's simple, these boys want to know who murdered their mum, and it gets more and more confusing, more convoluted. There are some real WTF moments. It's very stylized. It's a very old school anime, even though I know it's a very modern anime. If you start watching it, you will think, I feel like I'm watching a really old anime. It's got that kind of retro feel to it, which I really appreciate. The jokes land. Scary, jilted nature really lands. The colour palettes are nice. Up until this point, I actually haven't seen the last episode. I'm about to go in for it after I finish watching this. It's made it to second place without me even having to see it. So that is saying something because I had to wait for a few things to finish to actually crown them. But Miggy and Dali is just to show that I think if you give it the chance, you will be pleasantly surprised by, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. And there are moments where you think it's all figured out and then things will flip again. So the dynamic between Miggy and Dali as well, really like the way that they work. And yes, it is two different voice actors voicing two different characters who initially come together to become one. This is where I learnt the word for Hitori, as I am studying Japanese right now. Actually, when it came down to, I think I was counting, I was like, oh, I recognise the H and the HI, so I knew it was a 1. I think it was my dark horse of the season. I wasn't expecting Miggy and Dali to be very good. I was just interested by the opening artwork when I first picked it up for the first time. It went down a complete rabbit hole that I was really glad to be a part of, which now leads us to the crowning title. This title will of course move to the top 3 and into having a chance of becoming anime of the year in the last video in 5 days time. It's Apothecary Diaries. How excited I am about the show that it was probably going to land somewhere on the charts. it has to go to Apothecary Diaries, and for the impact on the show as well. Clockwork Dandy Noodles this season has been a buzz with people watching the show, new people coming in, and I think a lot of it is down to that show in particular. Enhances my enjoyment, so I've been able to talk to you guys. Obviously, yes, we've had a few spoilers, but no other videos done that well on my channel this season. So I've had so much fun with it. It looks good, it sounds good, the characters are great, the story is great. It keeps on giving and giving every episode. Even the quieter episodes give. They look amazing. The story changes. People are being built up as characters. The relationships deepen. The big old mystery going on. Thinking about it and overthinking about it. And this is one of those shows where I will finish watching it, put a video up for you guys, and then a few days' time I'll still be thinking about what I saw. Or me and the editor kept coming together and going, wait, do you remember this? Do you think this has any bearing? We've got so much speculating going on. I think a few times I've probably crossed over the correct answer. I just don't know. Without watching the next episode, I just don't know. I don't think I've had this anticipation for a new episode to come out like I have with this. Thankfully, this show is continuing into next season, and I really can't wait to see where it goes. On my channel, I will allow Apothecary Diaries to be renewed for midway and the end of season rewards. If I legit think it is the best thing airing next season, it can go back into number 1, number 2, number 3. I don't mind putting it on the rankings. There's a lot going out next season though, so I will be interested to see if anything can take my interest away. There's a lot I am considering, guys, because I can talk to you guys on the Noodle Bowl here. I am considering swapping solo leveling reviews for The Witch and the Beast. Please let me know down below which would you prefer to see. I can't do both. I presume with most of you coming in for the Apothecary Diaries though, you would probably prefer The Witch and the Beast. But there might be some people in the audience who need to immediately tell me that solo leveling is going to blow my mind and I need to break it down with you guys. It helped me with my dilemma. Which one would you prefer to be broken down on the channel? Honestly, guys, have a fantastic year, and I really hope I get to see you next year and you are part of the journey. Will we hit 1,000 subscribers next year? For my 1,000 subscriber celebration, I am planning streaming. This is going to be really nervous for me. If we can get Iona working, we're going to do Iona and have her stream. The moderator will come along and just ask occasionally some questions. We'll have some moderation in the chat and stuff. Stream some games, do some anime quizzes with you guys. That is what I am planning, but it's going to take a bit of work because I will need to go to London, hiring a suite and everything, and we're going to have all the equipment. That is initially what I have planned for 1K. I really am happy with how things have gone this year. I can't wait to see what records we're going to break next year, where we're going to end up, all the shows that we're going to break down. I really am excited. So the last video for the year for this channel in particular will be my Anime of the Year award. I can't wait. I'm going to do a few more awards, but of course it will span mainly the things that have ended up on the top 3s for each season. I'll give you a refresher with how the top 3 in the voting went, but I am very, very excited to see where that video goes, and then I guess it will be time for 2024. Thank you so much. I honestly wish you the very best for the next year. Have a great day. Goodbye.